I was out. Thought I was done. Nightfall was the last straw. Destiny 2, the looter shooter that looted its way into our lives over and over again, had hit rock bottom. The last few expansions felt like they'd run out of ideas, culminating in Nightfall, the lowest point in the game's long history. Its obtuse and poorly written story, along with uninteresting new gameplay elements, led me to believe that Steam had finally run out on the juggernaut that is Destiny. Turns out, I was wrong. I honestly didn't give the final shape much chance of saving things. My expectations were very low, with better than Nightfall all I was hoping for. Bungie, however, had other ideas. I have no qualms in saying that the final shape is the best that Destiny has ever been. The turnaround in 12 months is nothing short of astounding, and Bungie should be applauded. I am once again caught in the grips of this epic game, and I honestly couldn't be happier.
Coming in as backup. They're on me. I got your back.
Let me start with returning players, those that haven't seen Destiny for a little while. The final shape is the finale of the Destiny 2 story, a culmination of years of storytelling. So I was worried that returning players were going to be overwhelmed. But for the first time, I feel like Destiny has included an easy way for both returning and new players to catch up. There are playlists that allow players to redo key story missions. There are some great cinematics, and the writing for the campaign of the final shape really helps to bring everyone along. There are obviously things that are still going to baffle newbies, which is unavoidable after so much time, but there is a real effort here to make sure that new players can get into the game with as minimal resistance as possible.
And let their fire draw out the leader. Smart. Sounds like a plan.
Now I want to talk about the story. Essentially, after faffing about for 10 years, sending goon after goon to try and start a little revolution, the Witness, aka the big bad guy, has busted a hole in the Traveller and is looking to lock the universe in perpetual stasis. His final shape. You, as the ever-lovable Guardian, must follow the Witness into the Traveller, work out a way to stop his nefarious plans, and knock him off in the process. If it sounds simple, that is because it is. And do you know what? Destiny is better for it. For so long, storytelling in Destiny 2 has been convoluted, full of jargon, and highly ambiguous. Having a clear chief baddie, a goal, and a clear plan makes the final shape easily the most enjoyable story that Destiny has ever told. I was totally wrapped in what was happening, from catching up with old friends to the heartwarming and tear-jerking finale. The actual missions that lead up to the finale are also all top-notch. There is the usual Destiny mix-em-up approach, where some missions are solo, some are strikes, and others are world events, but all were enjoyable, and with perhaps the exception of one or two of the adventures, well worth your time. There were none of the, you have to craft these parts, or armor pieces, or exotic weapon quests that Destiny has used in the past, which is something I wholeheartedly approve of. In all, I feel like this is the most enjoyable selections of missions that Destiny has had since launch day, and they may even surpass those. There are a couple of new additions in the form of world activities that make for a fun diversion as well. There is the new Pathfinder tree, which allows players to complete specific goals, for example, kill a certain amount of Taken in the Pale Heart, to earn Season XP. And it also works their way towards a sexy new bit of gear. It's a nice spin on the more traditional bounties and actually feels more natural because things tick off as you play. There is no need to report to a quest giver to see what's on offer. The second world activity is the Final Shapes version of World Ends, where in the Pale Heart, there is a rotating set of goals that earns points. Each 1,000 points earns a new wave with tougher goals and tougher enemies. Finish 3 waves and a big boss battle along with sweet loot is your reward. I had a blast playing in this sandbox of action as it's so easy to engage with. It's a great way to upgrade gear and weapons. There are still things here that I struggle with though. I mean, I've been playing Destiny since the first game, through all of the expansions, and there are still systems that are so convoluted that I just ignore them entirely. The high-end players get a lot out of min-maxing and things like that, but the effort it takes to learn the systems is often not worth the payout for most players. I would also love to see a more streamlined approach in the way to interact with NPCs. At the moment, when you log in, you have to go to the tower to get some bounties, then you have to go to the hub to get a mission, then you go to the location of the mission, and then you start the mission. And there's a loading screen in between each step. It's a lot of busy work, and in between the sweet shooting and looting, surely there has to be a better way to streamline that sort of thing. The simple fact of the matter is, the Final Shape made me care about Destiny again. Something I didn't actually think was possible. Bungie's pulled out all the stops to send this story arc off in fine style, with an engaging campaign, welcome tweaks to progression, and some fantastic new shared events. The story grabs hold, and the conclusion is satisfying in a way I didn't think was possible after all this time. I don't think there is enough here to change the mind of someone who doesn't like Destiny, but if you ever enjoyed the loot and shoot action, you should absolutely be checking out the Final Shape. Simply put, this is the Destiny you've been looking for. Special thanks to Bungie for providing a code to review this on Steam. Make sure you head over to player2.net.au to check out the written version of this review. You can also check out all our other news, reviews, previews, opinion pieces and podcasts at the website while you're there. Liking and subscribing helps us greatly, so please do both. And if you like what you saw, maybe check out the video in the top left of the screen. Thank you for joining me for this review. My name's Matt Hewson, and I'll catch you next time on Player 2.